Hello, everybody. Today is Sunday, July 10th. We're here for your weekly reading. It's been a while since I've done a Celtic Cross, so I thought let's do one of those. We've done a series of different approaches, but I don't know, the Celtic Cross is just, I'm kind of just feeling it today, and sometimes you just gotta kind of go with what you feel. I'm gonna, for the simplicity of the reading, we're just gonna use upright cards. And we'll see what they have in store. If there's a need to clarify, we can certainly do that. Hope you all had a great July 4th weekend. It's hard to believe by the end of this week will be the middle of July. It's just crazy how the time goes by so quickly. All right, so let's start with the present moment. Where are we in the present moment? The Page of Pentacles. Okay, and then what's crossing us? Okay, so the High Priestess. Okay, interesting. When we say the crossing, it's really kind of like what kind of support, what's there to help or potentially hinder. Let's talk about the foundation. What's our foundation? Ooh, the Magician. The foundation of past conditions that have helped us to get to where we are today. The recent past. We had the Star. And then situations on the horizon. What's coming towards us? Ooh, the Nine of Pentacles. That's a good one to have. Okay, and then in the future, we have the Hangman. And then, I'm going to see if I can back this up a little bit. Now, we're going to... Whenever I go into video mode, I always gets a little narrower. So let's see if we can do this. Okay. All right, and then we have the Querent, which is you. So what card is representing you? The Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. The situation of the person coming towards you. The Four of Cups. Okay, very good. Hopes and fears. What hopes and fears are out there? Eight of Cups. Got a lot of cups going on over here. And then lastly, what is the outcome? Oh, geez. That's interesting. The Three of Swords. Okay. Okay, well, let's start at a present moment. Where are we today? The Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, of course, comes in. She's coming in with a message. Pages are messengers, typically. She's coming and she's holding this big coin, the big pentacle. So she could be coming in with a message. Could be somebody who's presenting a message to you or has already. It could be an opportunity that's coming towards you, or something that somebody is telling you some information that could be lucrative. It could be something that earns you some money. It could be a business idea. It could also be perhaps even like a job opportunity, or someone just kind of giving you some information about something that's available on the job front, and you kind of could act upon that. And you have supporting you the High Priestess, which is intuition. So whatever's facing you today, go within and kind of maybe do some meditation and ask yourself and kind of ask open-ended questions of yourself to say, hey, is this something that I should be doing? Is this something worth pursuing? Is this something that'll be for the best and highest good of me? And kind of you've always got to go with your gut feeling, but this is kind of where you are now. So you've been faced with something, you've been faced with an offer, an opportunity, and now you kind of go in and see what this particular, if this is something you want to pursue further, okay? And when we talk about what's supporting you, down here we have the foundation of the situation. Basically, what's the past condition that got you to where you are today? You manifested this. This is a magician. The magician is the key manifester of the tarot deck, right? He has all the tools that he has. First of all, he's number one, the creation. He has all the tools he needs. He's got this infinity symbol just kind of hovering above his open-ended hand. But you can see on the table in front of him, he's got swords, he's got pentacles, he's got cups. He's got everything he needs. And you kind of get the duality here represented by the two candles behind him. But he's dressed in a red robe with, if you look closely at it, you can kind of see there's some white roses on it. So the white roses and the lilies can kind of represent purity. So it could be purity of thought, purity of intention, setting open intentions and kind of creating and manifesting what it is that you desire. And I think when I see the red, I think of more like regal but also prosperity. So whatever is coming towards you today is something that you've been manifesting. So whether this person comes in with an offer or something comes to you, maybe perhaps, whatever this is, the offer that's being presented, the idea, this is the idea, the offer, whatever it could be, you've manifested this. So whether or not you manifested it intentionally or not is always a question, right? But again, I think, you manifested it, it's come to you, and now you've got to kind of use your intuition to determine what to do next. What's your path forward going to be? Okay. And then in the recent past, we have the star. The star is represented here. The star is hope. And so maybe there was a particular situation where, you were looking to escape, you were looking to make a change, and you were kind of hopeful that there was an opportunity out there and there would be change. And, I think as part of this, there are several of the tarot cards with water. And what the water tends to represent is just the kind of the unknown, like what lies beneath is kind of how I think of it. So when I look at the star, it's certainly the hope. And in this woman, she might see her own reflection. So it's kind of like maybe going within, kind of seeing and thinking about what is it that I truly want? What is it that I truly desire? So, maybe you've looked at yourself more closely. Maybe it's through meditation. Maybe it's just through taking some time out and just taking some downtime. Maybe you've asked yourself, hey, what do I really want to do? What do I really want? And you've kind of seen that self-reflection and you looked at yourself. And, here she is under the star and, she's kind of gaining confidence too. I mean, there's a level of confidence and comfortableness too, because she's naked. And so she's kind of bearing all and being out there. And then the two bowls of water, she's pouring it out. One's going into the ground and one is going directly into the water. But what's going onto the ground flows down into the water. So I always think of this as like the fluidity of a particular situation. But she's also almost like, in a way, it almost seems to me like it's almost like a rebirth, because it reminds me of like a baptism, kind of like a christening or something along that line too. So I think you've done some reflection. I think you might have, there might have been some unknowns, and but she's kind of got one foot in the water here. So you're kind of like leaning forward, saying, I need to make a change. I need to do something different. And kind of, here's what I'm looking to do. Here's what I think my potential could be. Maybe you've analyzed what's been holding you back and you're making those particular changes. And that's why the manifestation card is here, is because now suddenly things are kind of coming into your true support, and it's providing you with what you needed to make the change that's coming about today. So when we talk about like what's on the horizon, what's coming towards you in the short term, which is a great card to have, right? The Nine of Pentacles. The nines here are about kind of like pausing, but also tremendous opportunity and opulence. Kind of like the Nine of Cups, which is kind of like, there's an abundance there too. When I look at this card, here's a woman who definitely appears to be quite wealthy with the way she's dressed. She's behind a large golden gate. She's holding a bird on her arm, and there's a beautiful rose bush next to her. So to me, I think that this is kind of highlighting financial success, security as represented by the gate, right? Security, comfort, but the bird on her arm also represents like a loyalty. So whatever you're manifesting here in this decision, what's coming to you in the short term, I would say your intuition is going to give you the insights, but it seems like whatever you go with, if you go with this particular decision or opportunity that's in front of you, it's going to bring you financial success and financial wealth and comfort and stability. So everything that I'm seeing here so far is saying, hey, go for whatever it is that's being presented to you. You manifested it after doing some inner work. And then the future is kind of the Hangman here. And so the Hangman, it kind of looks like a 4. If we turn it around, doesn't it almost look like a 4? The way his legs are kind of crossed over the branch. But the Hangman, he's hanging upside down. He's seeing something from a new perspective. He's also taking some time out, and he's kind of not acting or moving. He's got his arms behind his back. When you put your arms behind your back, too, you're also exposing yourself. So there's a degree of comfort and confidence, I guess I would say, right? Because when you put your arms behind your back, your hands are not in front of you to kind of protect you. Instinctively, we tend to do that, right? If we feel frightened or we feel like there's something that's going to there's a potential threat or opportunity, we would certainly keep our arms out in front of us. But here he's hanging upside down. He's not moving. He's confident. He's comfortable. He's just kind of taking it all in. So maybe after, you've had some time, you've manifested something, you're making this decision, and it brings you tremendous wealth. Maybe you kind of take an opportunity and just kind of sit there and reflect on it. And maybe there's something you're seeing from a new perspective. And maybe it's about you too. As it relates to the star, is kind of what I'm thinking. Is maybe there's you've done some reflection there. Maybe you're seeing things through a new lens. So this overall, this tells me this is a great, feeling. What represents you? Fabulous, right? Is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, kind of goes along very closely with these 3 cards, doesn't it? The present and then in the immediate future. So here we have 3 Pentacles. Pentacles are all about financial wealth, money, abundance, that kind of thing. These 3 cards all represent and show financial wealth and abundance. What's representing you is the Ace of Pentacles. That is a new beginning. That is an opportunity. That is something that is just beginning. It's an abundant garden, and it's number 1 in the deck, and in the deck within the suit of Pentacles. Represents the birth of an idea, the birth of something brand new. And obviously these 2 cards we've already talked about, but I do see a connection to this. This is a tremendous wealth, and something coming towards you is bringing that tremendous wealth. So great cards. Thematically, I can kind of see where this is going. Now, what represents the person, the situation around you? We have the 4 of Cups. And this might be the situation, because I'm not really getting a person per se here, other than you. And maybe this person, represented by the Page of Pentacles. But the situation might have been, how did you get here? It might have just been like the 4 of Cups. It's kind of like he's manifested this, but he's not pleased. So maybe it's just a general dissatisfaction. Like maybe you did some of this reflection with the Star card, because you're just kind of looking around. The situation was just kind of like, kind of like lackadaisical, not overly thrilled or satisfied with what's in front of you. So that could be what the 4 of Cups represents here. And that's kind of how I'm feeling it, to be very honest with you. I think in the area of like your hopes and fears, I'm getting it. My initial thought was fear here, is that the hopes and the fear is about moving on. The fear is kind of like leaving something behind, taking a step, and maybe, you've manifested it and this opportunity is here. If this is a question about like, hey, I'm feeling fearful, right? If you're feeling fearful about taking some particular action and moving on, this card is saying, I think this is saying go for it. It's, like I said, this is moving on, trying something new, moving away, leaving something behind. There's a particular fear there, but I think when we look at the other cards around it, what's representing you, what's representing the short term, like in the near future, and how you got to where you are today, I think it tells a great story. So I don't think there's anything to fear here, but I don't necessarily see this as like you were hoping to move on. I think it's more of a fear of moving on. And so, but again, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think the fear is in your mind. Fear, you have to ask yourself, like, is it something that are we fearful because we're moving into a particular territory, particular area where we, maybe we suffer from the imposter syndrome. Like, why are we good enough for this? Why would we do that? I don't know enough about this particular topic. Nobody's interested in this particular topic. Nobody would listen to me. So it could be things along that line. And then as far as the outcome, this is the one card that seems a little seems like out of the sequence of events with the other ones here. This is the three of Swords. Typically represents heartbreak and pain and hurt, and obviously is represented by the piercing of this particular heart, and it's also raining, and the clouds are dark and gray. But I think, and maybe we'll clarify this one here a little bit, because this one just doesn't fit within the rest of them. So I don't think that this is a bad outcome, and this might be somebody else. This might not be necessarily you. This might be, if we want to think about this as a person, this could be maybe somebody's hurt because you're going to be making a change and taking something and doing quite well doing it. Some people might not respond well to that. So the outcome could be maybe you're hurt. There might be some hurt if there's a particular separation. From a separation, this could be a job. It could be a person, or probably those two is kind of like what I'm feeling, a job or a person. Let's clarify this. Let's clarify this this outcome card. See if we can get a better sense as to what the outcome might be. And that's why I'm like, hey, the outcome, it could be sadness over, maybe like I said, moving on. It could be your sadness with moving on. The rest of the cards don't support like a bad outcome, a negative outcome, so that's why I'm like, it might be somebody else. And, if somebody else is upset or hurt by your success, then, that's really not the best situation to be in, is it? All right, so let's use the Rider-Waite deck. I'm going to pull 2 cards to kind of clarify what we mean, what the tarot is trying to tell us about this particular outcome. And we'll do 2 upright cards. So what do we need to know about the outcome of this particular success and this message the message is being brought towards us? What is the particular outcome of this? Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, more Pentacles, and another card is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so more Pentacles on the table. So when I look at these 3 cards, okay, this is... Just thinking here. So the 4 of Pentacles is kind of holding on tight. So maybe somebody's been holding on tight. I get a feeling, here's what I'm thinking. I get a feeling the outcome is somebody's going to be hurt. And I don't feel that somebody is going to be you. I feel like somebody has been holding on tight to an idea or an idea, maybe feelings or something else. They've been holding on tight, but they've been moving too slow. And then they're going to see that you're moving on and they're going to be hurt. So I don't know who this is. This could be somebody in a job. This could be, if you do end up moving, maybe this is kind of coming back to this. Your fear of moving on and leaving something behind is justified. And maybe that does bring a particular sorrow to somebody. Knights are particularly the Knight of Pentacles. He's on a horse, but he's not moving. He's moving kind of slowly. So this could be in the area of your hopes and fears, a fear of moving. Maybe you're fearing like you're moving on and you fear what the impact of that's going to be. And what this is saying is somebody is going to be hurt by your moving on. But, when I look at the rest of the board here, right, you've got to do whatever makes the most sense for you. You've got to do whatever your heart desires, because you've manifested this. So you've told the universe you really want this. You need to take it. You need to take that and run with it and do what you will. And this is really what you want. So if someone's going to be hurt, it's not going to be you, because this is a beautiful sequence of events here, the analysis of yourself and reassessing. Maybe you weren't happy in that particular, if that's a relationship or a job, maybe you were not happy there. You've manifested something new. It's coming in. The offer is here. You're using your intuition, and you're probably moving in the direction of acting upon it, and it's going to bring tremendous wealth and opportunity. It's going to have you seeing things in a new manner and in a new light in the future. And so maybe if you're in a relationship, this could be them, and you're kind of seeing them as kind of like a boring, stuck in the, they're being boring and stuck in the mud, and they're going to be hurt by that. But again, hey, I think there's nothing better than these 3 cards. So, don't let that ruin or dissuade you. Sorry, from taking a particular action. These cards are beautiful. So drop your thoughts and your notes in the comments down below. Let me know if any of this resonates with you, and we will catch up again next week. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks.